I came into adulthood, I'd never seen a healthy love relationship. And I thought I ought to know how to create one. And the sad thing was, and this is many, many years ago, when our marriage got in trouble when we went for help, the therapist didn't know how to help. The good news is there is so much information now.
If someone was raised in a family where they had hurtful relationships or they never really saw a good relationship modeled for them, how can they learn what one is? Is it trial and error? Do they have to like go through heartache, or is there a better way?
Well, you know, one thing that really comes to me about this, and it's kind of a sad question because it's like they first have to acknowledge or even know that they're in a dysfunctional type of family relationship. Because think about it, those children are growing up with parents or adults in their lives that they think this is normal. They think it's normal for daddy to come home and yell at mommy at night. I had a story come to me one time about a young man who was in middle school, and he came home to his mother and he said to her, "Mom, I was at my friend's house," and the mom was just standing in the kitchen cooking dinner, and her husband came in and put his arms around her and gave her a great big hug. Is that normal? Aww. You see what I mean? It's kind of a sad piece because they have to first somehow get out in the world through friends or education or some way and find out, you know what, this isn't normal, and that's got to be the first step.
Yeah, I came into adulthood, I'd never seen a healthy love relationship. And I thought I ought to know how to create one. And the sad thing was, and this is many, many years ago, when our marriage got in trouble when we went for help, the therapist didn't know how to help. The good news is there is so much information now. I mean, if I'd had almost what we're going to be talking about right now, if I'd known about this or one good self-help book or one good, website, if I'd had any of that, because I often say I'm dysfunctional, but I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
So, yes, I grew up in a dysfunctional family, but I could learn. And the great news is there's lots of good information out there now.
That's right.
I think one of the things you can look at is if you're not happy about where you are and what you're seeing. So whether it looks normal or abnormal or however it looks, if it doesn't look the way you'd like for it to look, then you can change something about you. I just remember as a child always wanting more. And when you want more than what you're seeing, whether you see it or not, you just start looking for it. I remember just gazing up to the sky. God, there's just got to be more to life than just this. And throughout my adulthood and just always, no matter how much more I get, got to be more. So I think that hunger has to come from a place that causes you to do more, to move, to get it. And it starts inside. If it's not showing up for you, go looking for it.
I think that a lot of us are stuck in unforgiveness and resentment, though. Not necessarily about our current relationship. The tools are out there. If we stay in the relationship from the past or the relationship before that, or even our family of origin, for unforgiveness there, we can't move forward. I had a client come to me, and she came to me for weight loss. She thought that was her only problem. And really, she was stuck back in her dysfunctional family. We worked on that. She's changed her job. She's changed her state. She divorced her husband, and she has a new love in her life. And that's over maybe 18 months. So, and it was because she wasn't forgiving her biological mother. She wasn't forgiving her father. She wasn't forgiving her stepmother. That was the big one. And then she wasn't forgiving herself.
Right.
I want to speak to resilience, because we got to believe not just in post-traumatic stress. I grew up with just about every malady there is. But if I believe I'm now doomed because of that, then I'll make it happen.
Yeah.
I will make it happen in my own.
I agree with that.
So we got to believe in post-traumatic strength as much as post-traumatic stress.
Yes.
And I think it's very important to know we're all resilient and we can rise above it. And just because you grew up that way, you now are an adult. I'm an adult. I can create the life that I long for.
Yeah. I love the idea of resiliency and that you can make a new choice in any moment to change your life. That's powerful. People watching have to understand that if you want to form a healthy relationship, you have to understand that there's something else out there. Be resilient to the idea that you're not stuck in an old pattern. Connect with your friends and other people in your life that love you, and try again.